Hello students, welcome to my class. Today I am going to discuss one of the important chapter in the first chapter, concept in the first chapter, that is central problems of an economy. So first we have to know about the meaning of economy. What is the economy? See, economy, or we can call it as economic system. Economic system is a system in which the scarce resources are efficiently allocated and utilized among different economic activities in that economy or in that country. So we already know that in the previous classes we already studied that in an economy the resources are not abundant, they are scarce in nature, but our wants are unlimited. So the available resources should be used efficiently among different economic activities. It is not only related to this problem is not only related to a person or a consumer, but also to a country. So the available resources in that country is also limited in nature, but they have alternative users. That means they can use for multiple purposes. So we have to choose. We have to choose for which want, for which purpose we have to use that available resources. Okay. So related to that, central problems of an economy. So central problems of a country. That means of a country means it is not related to a particular country. All the countries in the world, either they are developed or developing or underdeveloped or faced once the problems of an economy. They are also called basic problems. Basic problems. Okay. So what are the basic or what are the fundamental problems of an economy? They are what to produce, then second one is how to produce, and the third problem is for whom to produce. So the central problems of an economy are what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. Okay, I will explain. We'll explain all the three problems individually. So what to produce? That means which commodity should be produced. Keep in your mind while you explain these problems, we have to recall, we have to remember that there is a scarce resources. That means there is a resources are scarce in nature, that is scarcity. Scarcity of resources in that country. Okay, what to produce? See, the problem of what to produce is related to the production of commodities or goods and services. Okay. See, if the resources are abundant and the wants are also unlimited, there is no problem about the scarce resources. That means there is no problem about the selection of a choice of wants. But what happened in the reality? The resources are scarce in nature. So a country can't produce whatever the goods or services which are demanded by their peoples. If they want to produce, they have to. It should have a abundance of resources. But in reality, the resources are not available plentifully, and they are also not allocated equally among different countries. For example, some countries have abundance of natural resources like petroleum products, and also some countries doesn't have that type of resources plentifully. So the country which has a petroleum resources are facing the scarcity of other resources except petroleum, like that. So we can't produce, that is a country can't produce all the commodities which are demanded by their peoples. So what happened? So the country has to choose the production of a commodity which has more profitable, or which will be more improve the welfare of peoples in the country. So the problem arises like what type of commodity should be produced? Either produce consumer good or producer good. Okay, consumer good it is used by the consumers and it also has more demand. Producer good, the producer good is necessary to produce consumer good, that is like machineries, building, etc. Both are important. If we spend our amount on the production of consumer good, we have to sacrifice producer good. And industrial goods, agricultural goods, like that. Industrial good, agricultural good, like that. Education, higher education and elementary education are health services. See, both are important. Health service is also important to us, and education is also important to us. How can we spend this? So, a country decide to produce such goods and services in a combination. That is important. Combination. The combination include the quantities of both commodities. It includes the consumer good as well as producer good. We can produce 1:2. That is 1 unit of consumer good and 2 units of producer good. And also education, we spend 1 unit on a part of 1 on education and 2 part on health services, like that. So we have to produce, a country decide to produce in a combination. So the first problem is solved. And the second problem, how to produce. See, the problem of how to produce, after they solve our first problem, we decide to produce commodities in a combination. Okay. So the second problem arises, that is how to produce. See, the problem of how to produce is related to the choice of production technique. Production technique or technique of production. So we already know that in production technique there are two types. There are two techniques in production. One is labor intensive technique. Labor intensive technique, and another one is capital intensive technique. Labor intensive technique and capital intensive technique. See, labor intensive technique means using more labor, less capital. That is less machineries. And capital intensive technique means using more capital and less units of labor. That means using more machineries and less units of labor. Which technique should be produced? See, the marginal, that is productivity. The productivity is more in case of capital intensive technique, and also it will reduce the cost of production. But in labor intensive, it will create employment opportunities. Either they select labor intensive or capital intensive technique. That is the problem. Okay. See, the decision about or related to the choice of production technique depends on the country or the government. If a government like that in social, what is called socialist economy. In socialist economy, the government decide to produce. In socialist economy, there is a to improve the welfare of the peoples. They decide to adopt labor intensive because it will create employment opportunities. But in some countries, that is market economy, they have profit motto. So they select capital intensive because they try to produce more needs at low cost of production. And I will give another example. A country like India, where there is a high population rate. There is a high population in the world. So they select labor intensive because it will provide employment to the growing population rather than capital intensive. So that's why I told you it depends on that country. And the third one is for whom to produce. After this our second problem, the third problem arises for whom to produce. See, this problem is related to the distribution of produced goods and services. See, after the production of goods, how the goods are distributed among peoples in a country, because the peoples in the country have, we can see different sections of peoples. So we can see less income people and high income people, or we can also call it as poor and rich. Okay. If the produced goods are distributed in favor of poor people, the firms can't get any profit. and also it looks we are we are degrading the rich people because they are the taxpayers. They are the taxpayers. So if we want to distribute in favor of rich people, what happened? We can't. We are not able to achieve social justice. Okay, that's why here two problem arises. One is we have to identify the less income people and high income people. That is one thing. And second thing is we have to ensure minimum consumption. Minimum consumption for all. Okay, minimum consumption for all to live for their survival. Okay, that's why in our country, especially in socialist country like India, the government ensure minimum consumption for the poor people, that means low income people, through the public distribution system. You already heard about PDS, which is short formally called PDS, public distribution system. Okay. So under the system, what happened? Under the system, the government distribute essential commodities to the poor people at low price. That is called subsidized price. Subsidized price, which is less than the market price, to the low income peoples. Low income peoples at required quantity. And also the same commodity is available in the market at market price to all buyers. For example, rice. The rice is supplied through the public distribution system at rupees 1 per kg, but the same rice is available in the market at 30 rupees per kg for all buyers. Okay, but in market economy, we can't see this type of activities in market economy because they have profit motto. They fix a market price for the commodity. Either they are rich or poor. If we want that commodity, we have to pay for this. Okay, so that's why the for whom to produce is related to the nature of economic system. Either they are fixed, either they are socialist economy or capitalist economy. Okay, so dear students, this question is asked for 4 marks. Explain the central problems of an economy. Okay, so I will explain another concept which is related to the what to produce concept. What to produce. Okay, so we identified that a country can produce two commodities in a combination. Related to the concept, a theory is asking for 4 marks, that is production possibility frontier. Production possibility frontier. Okay, so the word implies the meaning of the concept, meaning of the theory. See, production possibility frontier. So possibility means the available combinations of two commodities. Frontier means a curve. Okay, see, the production possibility frontier shows or studies the possible combinations of two commodities a country can produce with its available resources and at a given technology. It means we assume that the technology is constant here. We can't consider the changes in technology because as the technology changes, with available resources they can produce more units. At a given technology, whatever the combination available related to the combinations of two goods, a country can produce with available resources at a given technology. Okay, and also we can also say production possibility frontiers as a production possibility curve. It is a curve, production possibility curve, which shows the possible combinations of two commodities which a country can produce when the available resources are used and allocated efficiently, used and allocated efficiently, and the technology remains constant. Okay, it can be studied with help of example. Okay, example, assume that, let's assume a farmer has 5-acre land. A farmer has 5-acre land. Okay, so in 5-acre land, he can produce corn and cotton. Corn and cotton. Okay, he can produce corn and cotton. Okay, so both commodities, he decided to produce both commodities in a combination. Okay, so what are the combinations which are available to him? That will be shown through the schedule. Okay, combinations. Combinations. Corn units, and this is cotton in units, and last is margin rate of substitution, which is short form called MRS. Okay, see combinations. We assume that there are 5 combinations: A, B, C, D, and E. There are 5 combinations. Okay, so in the first combination, so he decided to produce only cotton. He can produce 10 units, and corn is 0. He can produce corn 0 and 10 units of cotton. The MRS is, in the first combination, it is 0. In the second combination, he decided to produce 1 unit of corn by reducing 1 unit of cotton. Observe that he sacrificed to get 1 more units of additional units of corn. He sacrificed 1 units of cotton. So the MRS is 1:1. Substitution. Margin rate of substitution is 1:1. In the combination C, he decided to produce 2 units. That means he increased 1 more unit of corn by decreasing 2 units of cotton. So 1:2. See, 1 unit of corn increased, 2 units of cotton decreased. And combination D, he decided to again increase 1 more units of corn by reducing 3 units of cotton. That is 1 unit of corn decrease 3 units of corn, 1:3. And combination E, again he increased 1 more additional unit of corn by reducing 4 units of cotton, and the cotton becomes 0 here. So 1 unit of corn and 4 units of cotton. Okay, just observe the schedule. So the first column shows the combination which are available to him about the corn and cotton. Okay, here what happened? So 0, 10. Okay, that first combination. In the first combination they produce 0 units of corn and 10 units of cotton. In the second combination they can produce 1 units of corn and 9 units of cotton. Okay, so observe that he increased additional unit of one commodity by sacrificing 1 unit of another commodity. So second, 2, 7. That is, to get additional unit of corn, we sacrifice now 2 units of cotton here. That is, the rate of MRS is increasing. In the first, it is 1 point. Here, 2. In the next combination, 3. In the last combination, 4. The MRS is increasing. Okay. So in the fourth combination, it produces 3 units of cotton and 4 units of cotton. And in the last combination, it produces 4 units of corn and 0 units of cotton. Observe the two combinations. One is A and E. Two combination A and E. Because in the combination A, he spent entire income, entire resource on the production of cotton, and he produced 10 units of cotton. And in the combination E, he spent entire resource on the production of corn. He produced only 4 units of corn. Okay. So, and in the MRS, margin rate of substitution, MRS means, simply understand, it is a rate of substitution. It is a rate of substitution. That means it is a rate at which the units of one commodity the firm or the consumer or the producer ready to sacrifice to get an additional unit of another commodity. Additional unit of another commodity. That is called MRS. So, in case of production possibility frontier, the MRS is increasing. But in indifference curve, the MRS is decreasing. Okay. Then, this can be shown through the diagram. X-axis, Y-axis. Okay. So the X-axis represents unit of cotton and Y-axis represents units of corn. Okay. So cotton 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and corn 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That is scale. So 1 centimeter is equal to 2 units of cotton, and y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit of corn. Okay. So first combination, corn 0 and cotton 10. This is A, combination B. And combination B, 1 unit of corn and 9 units of cotton. Combination B. And third combination C, 2 units of corn, 7 units of cotton. That is combination C. In combination D, 3 units of corn and 4 units of cotton. Okay. Then in fifth combination, 4 units of corn and 0 units of cotton. That is combination D. This is D. Okay. By joining all the points, we get a downward sloping curve. That is called, this curve is called PPC curve. That is production possibility frontier. Production possibility curve. Okay. See, it is the concave to the origin because the MRS is increasing here. So when you move from one combination to another combination, they decide one combination to another combination, the producer increase one more units of one commodity by sacrificing combinations, by sacrificing another units of another commodity. Okay, and by joining all the points A, B, C, D, E, they are the different combinations of two commodities, that is cotton and corn. We get a downward sloping curve that is called production possibility curve. And I will show you other combinations, that is combination F, the combination F and the combination G. Okay, two combinations. See, the combination F is called unattainable combination. It is called unattainable combination because it lies outside of the PPC curve. Okay, that means the resources are less than available combination F. Okay, then combination G. The combination G is called underspending combination. It is called underspending combination, which lies inside of the production possibility curve. Okay. So dear students, this is about the production possibility frontier. This question is as for 4 marks. Especially in March 2020 exam, this question is for 4 marks. Okay. If you have any doubts or doubts and questions, just mention in the comment box. Thank you.